Been and bought 4 bags of sugar. Just insurance really. Emergency feed. That's my last box of fondant left over from winter and early spring. I brought one of them bags of sugar with me that I've just bought. I also have the last 2 or 3 supers with any granulated honey in, and a couple of boxes of deep combs that are fairly heavy with honey with stars. That one especially. So fondant, sugar, frames heavy with honey, and those sticky supers are all forms of insurance. I'm trying to prevent the bees from starving. I'll just get a comb of honey and lay it in there. Could be argued I'd be better off stripping the hive down and putting these combs in the brood box itself, and I would be in many ways. But when things are as quiet as this, and as great a dearth as this, there's absolutely nothing coming in for them. I suspect the bees that are flying are gathering water. When it's as bad as this, to open these hives up is just inviting a serious case of robbing them, trying to rob the honey from each other. What bit to have? It's the very last thing they need. They're under enough stress as it is. So this is one reason why I'm doing. That's the reason why I'm doing it this way, and not opening them up. I daren't, basically. Just create havoc. This one has fondant on. I'll have put that on when I took the honey off. I'll give them another one. Won't do any harm. There's not much on them, the light. And then when it comes to the last comb in the box, I'll leave the box on that hive. So I've all got something on. Fondant, heavy comb, or sticky supers. Except for these last 3. They still need something, and unfortunately all the comb's gone. All the fondant's gone. All I'm left with is that bag of sugar. And I do at times, in times of emergency, I just feed them dry sugar. Again, another thing I do that probably is going to be frowned upon or may not be orthodox, but it's I'm sure over the years it's saved me a lot of colonies. As with fondant, the bees won't store this in the comb. They'll take it down and use it if they need to. They may just ignore it if they don't need it. I bought the sugar and I bought a new jug to go with it. So all I do is sugar in a jug. There. I know far better in many ways to give them liquid feed, but I daren't. Not with these honey boxes on. The last thing I want is syrup going down into there. It maybe isn't ideal, but these aren't ideal conditions. And I just feel as though by giving them that, I'm giving them a chance. Today's fine, it's okay, but the forecast for the foreseeable future is pretty grim. Just hope for a change in the weather and some forage for them. More madness from this channel. The bees in the green nuke are the cast that flew into our garden a few weeks ago. Me and Ted were messing about with them. I've lifted the nuke off its stand and put that empty hive in its place. I'm now going to transfer the nuke into the hive. See the brood there? We've actually just got a better morning. Terrible forecast. There's a bit of a real dearth on, so I want to be careful I don't get robbed. Seal brood there. Queen's got mated successfully. yeah, they were ready for some more room, that's for sure. I'd like to be able to see the queen if I can, but there's a lot of bees in that feeder. She could be up in there even, the building comb. This paper there I use for keeping the frames tight when I move these nukes. Can't see her in there, but it's not good working with this scratch really. I've got to this site and I noticed bees were dropping out of this hive onto the ground. You can see them there. Yeah. Still moving. Starving to death. Starving to death. So I've blocked the entrance up. I have some fondant, some syrup with me, and I've tipped the syrup right in through the crown board on the top and let it trickle down into the hive, and that would be 10 minutes, 15 minutes to go. And those bees are already reacting to it. I've saved them, but I need to get some liquid feed onto these. I don't like doing it with supers on, with honey boxes on, but they were an hour or two off completely dying, completely perishing. I'm gonna have to do something because they were just hours away from being dead completely. Yeah, it's horrible for those on the ground. I could sprinkle a bit of syrup on there to try and revive them, but the trouble is that's going to set off mass robbing. It's the worst dearth I think I've ever known. There's absolutely nothing happening. I've tipped sugar onto all these hives, just a jug full of sugar into the top just to keep them going. I need to do more than that, I know. I'm going to order some fondant. Fondant's better than dry sugar. Syrup would be better still, but with these honey boxes on, I daren't, other than in exceptional emergency situation. Such as 166 there. So, right, I'm going to have to go back to my yard, get a feeder. I have one or two sticky boxes for these, some of these other hives perhaps. Right, I'm breaking all my own rules here, but I've got to do it. I've got to do it. Didn't want it to come to this, but I have no choice. When things are as bad as this, I've got to try and just save the bees, even if I'm going against some of my principles. Feed on there. Feeders in the cab, we'll go and get some on. I've only found the one that needs feeding, liquid feed up to now, but I might as well carry feed and feeders with me from now on, just in case I find more. I've been away about half an hour, just went to get the feed and feeders, and recovery in this colony is remarkable, absolutely remarkable. They just need that instant jolt of energy. To just give these sugar or even fondant just wouldn't do when there's at the stage they were at and almost dead. They need that liquid feed. The first few get it, pass it round the mates and revives them all. Except the few on the floor. Yeah. Ah, dear. I don't like doing this at all. And it's raining again. We've had a few days of this and there's about another week of it forecast, I think. There's just no let up in it at all. It's a tough spell for them. Really tough. I've saved them, but I came very close indeed. I've done all I can for them. And the rain's coming down again, but this time maybe not a bad thing. It'll just settle the job down a bit. If those bees have got food coming in, they don't know where it's from, they don't understand I put a feeder on. They want to fly out and find more and gather more up. So it just set off a bit of flying activity, that. But this rain should keep everything fairly quiet, should keep the other bees at home in the other hives, and hopefully we won't have any robbing. the last thing we need right now. Ah dear. Yeah, it's turned into a bit of a nightmare year really, but we get them. Just got to do our best. We've got around all the Smiths and given them some sort of temporary feed, be it fondant, combs of honey or sugar, dry sugar. And tomorrow I'm going to have a go at the Langstroths. I had some spare Langstroth deep boxes with some comb and some foundation in, and 6 of which had combs fairly heavy with honey. So I've gone through them all and made sure there's at least a couple of combs of honey in each of those boxes. I'm going to go tomorrow and simply stick them on top of some of the hives. Just give them some sort of, try and protect them from starvation. That's all I'm trying to do. It's a bit of a faff on, and I have got some fondant ordered. It's Tuesday the 11th today, and I've got another 20 boxes coming on Thursday morning. So yeah, I don't want to resort to liquid feed unless I really have to, but I might have to. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this, please click like and subscribe. From Swales Honey in North Yorkshire. Bye for now.